Hi, I'm Greg Howlett, and I want to take a few minutes and talk to you about a dominant chord, the dominant chord. The dominant chord is a very, very prevalent, very common chord that we use in music, our music, Western music. And it's based on 4 notes. Now, we've talked about triads in the past, which are 3-note chords. The dominant chord is a 4-note chord. We have 4 notes, we call them 1, 3, 5, and 7. The bottom note we call 1, the second note we call 3, the third note we call 5, and the last note we call 7. The reason we skip a note, or skip a number, 1, 3, 5, 7, is because we're also skipping a note. For example, if you start on C and you're going to have a dominant triad, that's your dominant triad. We're skipping D, F, and A. So if you were going to label these notes by number, you have 1, we skip 2, we go to 3, skip 4, we have 5, we skip 6, which is A, and then we go play 7. So there's your chord. That's a C dominant chord, 1, 3, 5, and 7. Now I'm going to give you a quick little formula that will help you build a dominant chord on any note on the piano. Now, as a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a couple of ways to do it. An easier way, a way for anybody, and then a little shortcut for some of you that know at least your triads. Now, let's take we're going to do it, first of all, let's use the formula based on half steps. If you have 4 notes, 1, 3, 5, and 7, you have 3 intervals. An interval is a distance between 2 notes. So you have an interval here, and an interval here. Now, each of those intervals, we can measure the distance of those intervals based on half steps. A half step is 1 note, a movement of 1 note on the piano. For example, if you start on A flat and we're going to move 1 half step, we move to the next note regardless of whether it's a white key or a black key. So if you go from A flat to up a half step, you go to A. Okay? Now, here's the formula. The first interval between the first 2 notes is going to be 4 half steps, then 3 half steps, and then 3 more half steps. Okay? So let's do it in practice. Let's do it with an example. Let's start on D. We're going to move up to the second note, and we're going to go 4 half steps. So we go to E flat, E, F, and F sharp. Okay? There's your first interval, 4 half steps. To find the next note, we go up 3 half steps to A, and then 3 more half steps to C. And there is a D dominant chord. Okay? Let's do one more, starting on E flat. Okay? The first interval to get to the second note is 4 half steps. So you go E, F, F sharp, G. That's your first 2 notes. Now we need to add the third note, and we're going to go up 3 half steps, and then 3 more half steps. Okay? So you got E flat, G, B flat, and D flat, and there is your chord. Now, here's another little way that you can do it for some of you that are that you know your triads. You can play a major triad and then add what we call the minor 7th to it. Okay, so let's start with F. If I told you to play an F dominant chord, the first thing you would do is play an F major triad, which is F, A, and C. And then you're going to add the minor 7th to it. Now, the minor 7th, the easiest way to think of the minor 7th is the note that is a whole step down from the first note. Okay, so the first note was F, right? If you go a whole step down, which is 2 half steps, you go down to E flat. Now, we don't play it there, we play it on top normally. But there is your chord, F, A, C, and E flat. Okay, let's do one more. Start on G. Play a G triad, and then we're going to add the minor 7th, which is 2 notes down from the root. Here's G. You got to add an F. 1 half step, 2 half steps. Play it on top. There's your triad. Excuse me. There's your dominant chord. That is the dominant chord. Very, very important that you learn that chord. And we'll see you next time.